the pistons to move
All right,
with
so we're
the
going to
steam.
continue here. This is
We have
Industrialism
iron,
number 2. And if you
when
guys take a
found
look
carbon,
here,
you get
this
steel,
map
and then
talks about
you
our
have
natural
petroleum
resources,
or crude oil, and then that's
the
made
birth of
into
a
a lot
steel
of different
town.
products we
That
have
steel
today.
town is going to be
Back
Pittsburgh.
then, the most
That's why their
common thing
football
that they
team,
used
as
for
bad
at
as it
first
is named the
kerosene.
Steelers. All right, if you take a look here,
Number 2 is the government
this
support
area
for
right
business.
here,
we
the reason
have
there's so much
the government
mining here is
wants
there's,
businesses
the
to grow.
Appalachian
One, it's
Mountains
going
right
to
here.
improve
So in
the
the
economy,
purple, you
improve
have
the
coal
country.
mining, and
It's
in
going to
the
give people
orange, you
more
have
money,
iron ore mining.
and it's going to help
You guys
out.
can
We
see
didn't
here
really
is
have a lot of
an
taxes
oil
on governments
drill.
at this time. We didn't even have
Right here,
regulations
there's
on a lot of them,
Titusville.
as you guys learned
You have
in the
major
Men Who Built
industrial
America
cities.
series.
You got
The
Baltimore,
last thing that we
Philadelphia,
have
New
is a
York,
growing
Buffalo.
urban population.
Cleveland
This
eventually
helps
is going to
our
become one of
markets.
those major cities when it
This
comes to
helps the
refining
businesses
oil.
sell their stuff,
Next
and it
here,
also
if you
gives
look,
them the
this is
labor to
January
make their
1st
stuff.
of 2012.
So we
This
have
is where
both
our
of
oil
those,
refineries are
that
located.
urban
Not so
population
much
helps.
here anymore. We're kind of out of a lot of oil there. Our
We
oil
talked a little
refineries
bit
are done.
about the
But if
Native
you
Americans
look
were the
in
first
general,
to use it.
most
This isn't
of
too
them
important, but
are
it's kind of an
around the
interesting
coast
fact.
regions.
They found
or they're
oil and
along
they used it as
where
medicinal
water
purposes.
is in
They
some
were
ways. So
pushed
you got
off
Mississippi
their land,
here.
as we've talked about
You got
before,
the
by
Great Lakes.
these settlers
things like
heading
that.
west.
So
The settlers
this is where
heading
our
west,
oil refineries
they were
are
looking
today.
for
Mostly coastal
gold
or around water.
And what
this video
they
here,
ended up
what it is
using
going
the
to
oil
explain
as
to
was
you,
kerosene,
which
as
you
we
can
just
get it
mentioned,
off
that
my
they would end up
website
finding.
and
That's
watch
what the
it.
settlers did.
It is going to
that
explain
replaced the
how
whale
oil is
that was
broken
used
down.
in
So
lamps.
basically, at each different temperature,
So what
each
we have
one of
next
these levels,
is this area right here.
oil
This is
is
where
then
Titusville,
refined into something
Pennsylvania
different,
is.
and
We
it has
have
those
an oil
pictures
boom that's
here.
going to start
So
there, and it's going to
it
spread
seems like it's
to
a kid
all
that
of
does
this
this, but it's
area
pretty
right
informative and
here.
it's pretty nice.
And
Please go ahead
what's
onto
going to
my
happen as a
website
result is
and
you get
watch
two
that
things. First,
video.
people start
This one
trying
here is very
to
similar
find the
as
oil.
well. It
That's
does
when
the
you
same
have the
type of
oil
thing,
drillers.
although it doesn't
And then
have
number
the
two,
annoying voice
you
of
have
the
people that
person
started
from
to
the
refine
video before.
the oil. And the
All
main
right,
thing
this
they were
here's the
refining that
question.
into
What
was
effect did
kerosene.
petroleum-based
That's
products
why
have on
John
the
D.
development of
Rockefeller
the
right
United
here in
States?
Cleveland became so popular.
So one, it
is
enables the
because
development
he
of the
was-
auto industry.
He
We
talked
bought up a lot
about
of those
the
refineries
internal
and started,
combustion engine, and they didn't really
his
have a
own
way
business there that
to
you guys
burn
learned about watching
gasoline
those videos.
slowly.
Edwin Drake,
they
he's
could
the
create
first
the
to create a
gasoline. They
steam
just
engine
had
to drill
make
for
it
oil
burn
in
slowly.
Pennsylvania.
Also, we have
This is
roads
Drake
and other
right
things
here.
that are made
That's
from the
his drill
byproducts of
behind
oil
him
as
there.
well. Asphalt,
We
for
get
example.
a
We have a
new
lot
oil
of
boom
other
down in
products that were
Texas starting in the
created
early
by,
1900s. Again, those other ones
oil,
are more in the
cosmetics, paint, dentures, perfumes,
1860s to
toothbrush, clothes,
1870s.
tires, toilet seats, yard,
And then
aspirin,
this down
roofing,
here in Spindletop,
footballs,
Texas,
deodorant,
down in this
shampoo,
area
nail polish,
here,
shoes, movie film,
this
electricity.
is where we get a
the list
new
goes
oil boom
on and
that's
on
gonna
and on.
happen
I'm
in
sure if you look
Texas.
around you right now, you can get a connection from all the items that are created by the byproducts of oil. Here's some history on some oil. Some pretty interesting facts here. 1853, we get a commercial oil well in Poland. 1857, this is the second commercial oil well. It was in Romania. We get our first in, this is the province of Ontario, Canada. That's the first one in North America in 1858. And then in 1859, the United States hits the oil market from Titusville. That was Edward Drake in Pennsylvania. 1906 is when the oil industry switches from its focus going to kerosene into gasoline. Also, the thing that made it switch from kerosene is the fact that we now had electricity, and that made kerosene obsolete. And that was right around the turn of the century as well. If you look here, these are products from a barrel of crude oil. So you have roughly, some are like 42 to 48 gallons. And you guys can take a look here. You can pause this and look and see all the different types of things that we get from it. Mostly we use gasoline, but if you look, a lot of this has to do with travel and the travel industry. So what's going on right now is people aren't traveling. Gasoline is not being used as much. Neither is jet fuel and diesel. So we should see the price of this stuff go down through the law of supply and demand. Some more stuff here. This is the history. If you look at how many barrels that we produce a lot of oil right now. We have 31 billion barrels a year, where back in 1859, it was only 2,000 barrels. So we're producing almost every second what we produced in a year back in 1859. This brings the end to industrialism number 2.